Tre Fontane on the south side of Rome. The most significant aspect of this site is that it holds the location of where St. Paul was beheaded back in the 1st century. The site now contains a Trappist monastery and has had monks here for nearly 1400 years. The entrance is lined with trees and gives a very peaceful and tranquil aura to the site. A small parking lot is present, and the actual walk-in entrance contains an arch dating back to 805 AD, built commemorating Charlemagne's visit here. The abbey here has housed several different orders of monks, starting with a Greco-Armeno abbey that was founded in the year 649 AD. The first main church, Saints Vincent and Anastasius, was built in 605, but rebuilt a few times, and the current church was built in 1138, which holds the relics of both Saints Vincent and Anastasius. Saint Vincent is from Spain, and Saint Anastasius is from Persia, one Eastern saint and one Western saint. The church is quite remarkable because it's in the same form and has never been destroyed or rebuilt since. Of course, it has had restoration work, but that is all. Pope Innocent III wanted to give the relics of Saint Anastasius to Charlemagne, and he tried a couple of times to take the relics with him, but each time an earthquake occurred, stopping him. So it was decided that the relics should remain in Rome, and they remained where they were since 649. The Charlemagne Arch, which is at the entrance at the grounds, was built at the same time. It seems the abbey was abandoned or neglected by the monks sometime in the 11th century, and it was given to the Cluniacs in 1080. However, the Cluniacs had supported a schism, and so Pope Innocent II gave the abbey to the Cistercians in 1140. The Cistercians is a branch of Benedictines that was founded a few decades earlier to live the original rule of St. Benedict. The French suppressed and closed the abbey in 1803 and was abandoned for over 60 years. Pope Pius IX, for the 1800-year Jubilee of Peter and Paul in 1867, wanted to restore the abbey and have it occupied. So the French destroyed it, but they also have the credit of rebuilding it, for the Pope found a Frenchman, Count of Malmedy, to donate the funds for the restoration. Pope Pius IX then handed over the abbey to be occupied by the Trappists, another branch of Benedictines who follow the original rule, and they are here today. The Benedictine motto is Ora et Labora, which means pray and work. The Trappists continue this day to care for the agricultural endeavors, making olive oil, eucalyptic oil, wine, and beer. They have a store where you can purchase these items, which help support the abbey. A small church to the right of the main monastic church of Saints Vincent and Anastasius is called Saint Mary of the Heavenly Stairs. In the early 12th century, Saint Bernard of Clairvaux had a vision of stairs going up to heaven and down below, and seeing angels going back and forth, leading souls from purgatory up to heaven. The stairs in the vision started from the point where St. Paul was held in house arrest, and so Pope Innocent II gave permission to build this chapel called Santa Maria Scalacelli, which is St. Mary of the Heavenly Stairs. If you continue walking on the path to its end, about 100 meters or so, you run into a little church called St. Paul's Martyrdom. As you get close to the church, there is a section of the path that is chained off, which show rock instead of pavement. by tradition, these rocks are the same ones that were present 2,000 years ago when St. Paul walked his last walk over them. Inside St. Paul's Martyrdom Church, one will find the pillar where St. Paul was beheaded. Why was Peter crucified and Paul beheaded? It's because Paul was a Roman citizen and therefore could not be crucified according to Roman law. Tradition has it that St. Paul's head bounced 3 times, and on each spot where it bounced, a spring sprang forth. Until 1950, pilgrims were able to collect water from the springs, but the main basin was stolen, and so they decided to enclose them so it's no longer accessible. Tre Fontane is a beautiful and tranquil site, and it is a great place to make a time of prayer, or a day of prayer, or a day of recollection. And if you plan ahead, the monks also receive men to make retreats here for up to 6 days. If you ever come to Rome, it's definitely worth visiting, especially if you have some time, as this is not probably on the top 5 visiting places of Rome, but well worth it. Thank you and God bless.